Well, today I'm wiring a hot tub, but before I do the hot tub, I have to relocate the overhead service because the hot tub salesman thought it was okay to put the hot tub underneath the overhead service. So section 68 here, pools, tubs, and spas. Rule 68054, overhead wiring. No pool shall be placed under or near overhead wiring, and no overhead wiring shall be placed over or near a pool unless the installation complies with the requirements of this rule. Subrule 2 says there shall be no overhead wiring above the pool and other elevated surfaces associated with the pool, such as a diving structure, slide, swings, observation stand, tower, or platform, or above the adjacent area extending 5 meters horizontally from the pool edge, except as permitted by subrules 3 and 4. So it's 5 meters. 5 meters. And then the disconnecting means 68072, disconnecting means for pool pumps, spas, and hot tubs. A disconnecting means rated to interrupt the connected load shall be provided for each permanently connected pool pump, spa, and hot tub, and shall be located not closer than 1.5 meters to the inside walls of a pool, spa, or hot tub, unless behind a permanent barrier that will prevent the occupant of the pool, spa, or hot tub from contacting the device. B. Located outside when the equipment is located outside of a dwelling unit. C. Readily accessible. And D. Lockable when not within sight of the pool, pump, spa, or hot tub. So if it's not within sight, if it's around the corner, it can be locked out, which is the purpose of those disconnecting means. Okay, so here's the situation. There's the hot tub. There's that overhead power line. And there is definitely not 5 meters of clearance horizontally from the inside of that hot tub. That overhead power line should be over where my ladder is. And that's kind of where we're moving it, to the other side of the building. Far side of the house there. So yeah, hot tub salespeople, no go. Even the hot tub company's electrician said it was fine. No, it isn't. The code book, right there, says so. Turn that around so we're looking at it the right way. The ground plate is galvanized. There's the stamp from T&B. And 1 second here, I'll get you a measurement on the depth. It is about 30 inches below grade. Here's the overhead portion going up the house there. We have the disconnect outside now because we are more than 3 meters away from that electrical meter there from NMAX. The electrical panel is on the opposite side of this room here, and we'll have to run the cable outside because it's a fierce ceiling. Alright, there's the completion of the now sub panel. The main disconnect is behind me. We have our bonding jumper for the armor. That guy was the original system ground. It's now just bonded. The brass tab, our copper little bar used to be there. That's now removed. And everything is code compliant. Power's back on outside, and I'm going to turn this puppy back on. Ciao! Alright, so here's the hot tub. We ran into some major complications here getting the wires in and out of the house, but it is finally done. And in 25 years of doing a hot tub, I've never seen a hot tub that required 2 sets of wires, but this one did. I thought you'd be able to get away with 1 set, but anyhow, this receptacle is within that distance of 3 meters. So the ground fault circuit interrupter breaker is back at the electrical panel. The spa pack over here is more than 3 meters away from that hot tub. And walking with me here now, the old electrical service used to be right there. You can see my roof patch there and the old service here. And now we have it completely located on the end of the house here, and we went up as high as we possibly could. I contacted 4 different guys at NMAX to confirm the highest I could go was 18 feet. And you can barely see that aircraft cable there, but it is anchored into the roof to help support that mast. Anyways, the hot tub company, their electrician said, oh, no problem, you don't have to worry about it, but it's 5 meters horizontally away from the hot tub. Even if this overhead wire was 5 meters above the hot tub, you still can't put a pool or a hot tub underneath it. All right, thank you. Here is the relocation of the overhead electrical service to make sure that we were more than 5 meters horizontally away from that hot tub. But the 14100 rule comes into effect for this meter here because it is more than 3 meters away from the main disconnect. The breaker is now located behind that lock.